Hey guys, what's up? So the Seahawks and Broncos just finished on up a little bit ago, and I'd like to address my disappointment as a Broncos fan. The Broncos are my team, and what an embarrassing loss we had tonight against, in my opinion, one of the bottom five teams in the league this year, or at least I thought so. Maybe they won't be. Maybe they'll prove a lot of people wrong, but the Seahawks get it done tonight at home against the Broncos. A very shocking win for the Seattle Seahawks. Definitely a win that a lot of people didn't see coming, and you know, Seahawks definitely deserve this. And I have my takeaways from the game. So my first takeaway I have is Geno Smith. Geno Smith played a great game today, uh, especially in the first half. He kind of wasn't as hot in the second half, but the first half he threw 17. He completed 17 of his 18 passes, and finishing up the game going 18 for 23, 195 yards and two touchdowns. Which 195 yards might not sound like a lot, but hey, he got two touchdowns, and Seahawks got the win today, right? Uh, Gino definitely surprised me. I got a phone call from a friend saying that Geno Smith played really well on the first possession and led the Seahawks right down the field. And I wasn't home at the time, and I thought, like, oh, maybe Geno just had one really good drive, but that wasn't really the case. Geno just continued to be really hot in the first half, and he was hard to stop. He looked better than Russ out there. And speaking of Russell Wilson, he went 29 for 42 tonight, 340 yards and a touchdown. Only touchdown tonight going to Jerry Jeudy. The rest were field goals. We have to convert on those red zone opportunities. We had two fumbles tonight at the 1 yard line. Um, it's unfortunate. You can't be doing that, and running backs just, I guess, couldn't hold on to the ball. And speaking of the running backs, Javonte Williams tonight had 7 rushes for 43 yards, and Melvin Gordon 12 rushes for 58 yards tonight. But the turnovers were crucial. The penalty as well. I believe we had about 15 penalties tonight for at least a good 130, 140 yards. It was really, really crucial, and you gotta lower the penalties next time, and gotta execute on offense. We don't like field goals. When you're in the red zone, a lot of the time you're expected to score, right? You can't really settle for field goals. It's not the way to do it. You go all in or nothing, right? The second half of this game really looked like a defensive battle to me. The Seahawks getting the win tonight, 17-16, with the only point scored in the second half being a Brandon McManus field goal in the fourth quarter, I believe is when it was. But it was definitely a defensive battle in the second half. Geno Smith had a couple good throws. Russell Wilson had a couple good throws. I don't know. I just don't like games where it's just like there's no scoring involved and the game's just really boring, especially that Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboys Week 1 Sunday Night Football game last night. Very boring game, I believe, on both sides. But I've already mentioned Russ. He looked like crap. I expected a lot more out of Ross tonight, and I thought Javonte Williams was going to come out and play a really good game, as well as Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. These guys had a lot of hype coming into the off season, or coming from the off season, and they just didn't really show the hype tonight. Just Broncos didn't look like a playoff team, as some people may say. Probably looks worse than the New York Giants out there, but the Giants actually did end up getting a win against the Tennessee Titans yesterday on a missed field goal for the Titans. Nathaniel Hackett, I don't know what he was doing at the end of the game, getting Brandon McManus out there for a 64-yard field goal. I mean, that's what I knew was over. 64 yards is the longest, the second longest field goal. If that would have been made, that from 64 yards, that would have been the second longest made field goal in NFL history. And, I just don't know why Nathaniel Hackett didn't trust Russell Wilson on a 4th and 5. I truly believe Russell Wilson could have got the first down. Also, the Broncos wasting so much time. They wasted like a whole 40 seconds getting it together, and, they just let Brandon McManus go out there for a 64-yarder. It came up close, but just short. Seahawks get the win tonight, and, just very disappointing, if you ask me. Broncos, they have to be more efficient going into next week. I believe we play the Texans next week. I'm not sure. We got to be more efficient. We got to execute. Get more touchdowns. We had 3 field goals tonight and 1 touchdown. Something we got to work on. Kudos to Seattle. They played a pretty good game, and defense looks really, really well tonight. Russ, he's got to play better next week, right? If we want to get our first win. So that's my thoughts on the game tonight, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. Thank you guys.